This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities.
Hi, welcome to Business, Equity, and Opportunities. I'm Scott Sander. There are so many reasons for starting and running your own business. Maybe you don't like a life in a cubicle. You want to be your own boss, have a great idea for a new product, or you know how to improve an existing one. Whatever the reason, you're in the right place. We bring you entrepreneurs who tell us their stories, how they got started, how they found their funding, how they run their business day to day. We have regular contributors who cover the week in business and experts at managing money to explain accounting and bookkeeping. We focus closely on a new industry each week and always wrap things up with a success story. We're here with a new show every week on Wish TV. You can also live stream us at wishtv.com. And we post each of our 7 weekly segments from past shows on beoshow.com. Watch and share them. While you're there, listen to our Business, Equity, and Opportunities podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Our team updates it every day for you. Now, let's get to the business of business. Here's what's on today's Business, Equity, and Opportunities. A new hotel project brings big opportunities for entrepreneurs. Ty Shea lays out some basics in accounting and bookkeeping. Google is putting $1 billion into making economic opportunities. A local company's helping to expand tradecraft in construction. And we'll present a great success story. Let's get started with the work of Stepping Stone Therapy Center, local small business that offers behavioral health services for children, teenagers, and adults. For its work, the Office of Minority and Women Business Development has named Stepping Stone July's Minority Vendor of the Month.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting started.
Stepping Stone was started in 2015. We offer child welfare services as well as private practice, visitation services, and we just recently launched the Clinician-Led Community Response Team. It's really nice to be recognized for the work that we do within the community related to mental health, so it's really nice. I think it will bring awareness to the community where somewhere they can try to find services, because a lot of people, they don't know where to look when they're looking for mental health services, so I think just putting the name out there where they can look us up and find us and, you know, request an appointment. Well, in 2015, I used to work at a lot of community mental health centers. Not a lot, but I've worked at a few. And I wanted to just start something where we can focus on quality of care, not so much productivity, and that way people will be comfortable, you know, people in the community will come. And so I just really wanted to reach out to the community, not just in schools, just people in the community. I was definitely scared to go out on my own. It took a while for me to do it, but the main thing is just working, when I was working with a lot of kids, just seeing how long they were in, you know, getting services, and I just felt like I could try to meet a need where there was a gap. On the 1st of July, we just launched the Clinician-Led Community Response Team, which Andrea is running. That is something that we answer to 911 calls that is related to non-emergency mental health crisis.
Yes, so as Joycelyn stated, the Clinician-Led Community Response Team launched on July 1st. And it is a clinician-only response to mental health crisis here in Indianapolis. So if someone calls 911 and they are having a mental health crisis, our clinicians will respond 7 days a week. Well, the difference is when you call 911, police come often, and some people have that fear of the police responding to calls. So when they call 911 and clinicians come, that will put them at ease just because of some of the stigmas that come along and just people's backgrounds and their history. So when they call 911, now clinicians will respond as long as it's non-threatening, no fear of violence with those mental health calls. Stepping Stone Therapy Center was in 2015, and I came along in 2016 as the Associate Director. So overseeing a lot of the programs and training and working alongside the clinicians that we have now, and we've just been growing ever since.
Well, in the future, I want to expand and add a couple more services so we can help people in other ways. So I don't really want to say which ones we want to add until we get them, but more services, more outreach work. I think when I see that we've changed either a person or a family's life, we change their trajectory. That really, it gets me. Because, you know, it's a lot of times you'll work with people, you may not see the change or the outcome that you want, but long as you were able to, you know, change their life in a positive way.
I think one of the most common ones is that people with mental health issues or concerns are violent. And making sure that everybody knows that they are people just like everyone else, and how common mental health is and issues are, and making sure that we're meeting people where they are.
I want to think for us, the main thing that we try to do is focus on the quality of care, because when you do that, then people will come, they will refer others, and it will help your business grow as well, but you will be able to reach more people. So that would think mostly is quality of care. Focus on the quality.
Yeah, I would say that, and just being genuine and passionate about what you do. Because as the saying goes, when you love what you do, it's not a job, right? So, and I think that's the sentiment that me and Joycelyn share, that we love what we do. And I think that's an important part with running any type of business.
Getting started, made possible by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation.
If you'd like more information about Stepping Stone Therapy Center and whether it can help you get started, we have links on our website, beoshow.com. Follow the QR code that's on your screen right now. If you'd like to ask us a question, maybe have your business featured on our show, shoot us an email, beo@wishtv.com. After the break, we go to the Indiana Black Expo Business Conference, and one of our friends has won an award. Stay with us. Welcome again, Business Equity and Opportunities and our Access to Capital segment. Many black business owners say that they hit several obstacles and stages of entrepreneurship, from the idea and startup stages to maintaining and upscaling and eventually exiting. InnoPower has partnered with the Sagamore Institute to change the narrative for black business owners in Central Indiana through an initiative known as the Indy BizPass.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Access to Capital.
InnoPower, we have a great partnership with Indiana Black Expo. The last 2 years, they've trained over 175 businesses. So we come right alongside them as those businesses complete the training and support with Indiana Black Expo. We're providing access to those businesses to co-working spaces. So they have free access to a co-working space, 3 co-working spaces actually, P30 on the east side, Maven Space downtown, and Speakeasy in Broad Ripple. So those business owners now have access 365 days a year, just as our way of helping them in their growth process. So they complete the program IBE. Once they complete, they have automatic access to the Indy BizPass, so they have co-working space to continue growing, and we continue to monitor their growth and support them as they go through it. The history of IBE, just learning the history, was all about business and helping black businesses grow in the city of Indianapolis and around the state. This week they've done an excellent job, working with businesses around procurement opportunities with the city, procurement opportunities with the state, helping guide those businesses on how to access those opportunities. And what I've seen the most this week was a lot of businesses networking with each other, networking with bigger businesses. So the environment IB has created over the years, and the environment this week has been phenomenal.
I am Chef Lucretia Allen of Cretia Cakes, a little something different. We specialize in Southern baked goods. We make 3D cakes, catering, pretty much anything. We do it, yeah. I benefited because I have been looking for certain information for I've been in business for 20 years. So, and I'm wondering what all do I need to do to really make it and to actually see a profit. So I've been doing it my way, thinking I'm doing it right. So when I had some of the classes that they were teaching, I was learning so many new things and about the target market and things like that. So it was awesome. But I was nervous at first, but yeah, I got to meet a lot of new people. I have been doing marketing with some of the people in my cohort. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
My company is a specialty company for branding. We do apparel and specialty brand items by sublimation, DTG, as well as vinyl. My previous experience with IBE training was an excellent opportunity. We had the opportunity to connect with other Black business owners and just learn from them. It was a great experience. I'm forever grateful. Oh, it has been a tremendous growth in my company. I had the opportunity to participate in the Indiana Black Expo, where I met a lot of business owners, where I did a lot of things for them this year, so it has been incredible. Take advantage of each opportunity that you have, connect with the people and network, and actually don't be afraid to get yourself out there.
My company is Healing and Harmony LLC. We are a company that provides grief products and services for those that are navigating through life, suffering from grief due to loss of life, due to traumatic experiences, or just our everyday grief that we face. We just want to come alongside and support you. Awesome program that they have with the Black Business Institute. The cohort was very instrumental in helping me to understand who my targeted audience is, helping me to understand and navigate what networking actually means. They provided us with multiple resources, from learning your elevator pitch to understanding your financial needs for your company. I was able to not only determine who my target audience was, but to successfully complete a business plan for my company. And it's been successful. I've met a lot of great people through the program, as well as the support that the cohort we provided each other. It's been amazing this week. A lot of the people that I've known in the community, I've never experienced the business aspect with them. So being an entrepreneur on this side and getting to know the ins and outs of different entrepreneurs' businesses and networking, and knowing how I can build partnerships for my company has been extremely instrumental and a blessing.
We make cranial prosthetics for women that are going through chemotherapy or that are losing their hair from alopecia or medication. The program is priceless. I learned so much from a lot of the instructors. We talked about how to get funding for our business, how to become MBE, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. They help with marketing. The program was just amazing. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. If you find someone that you enjoy what they do and they have the success that you are looking for, don't be shy. Go up to them, see if they would like to be a mentor, ask them how they did it. You know, I think that's the biggest takeaway I got from the program. So with the BizPass, I like the marketing aspect of it, that you're able to market your business, and then you're also able to connect with other business owners, so that's been very helpful. It's a goldmine, absolutely do it. I mean, there's nothing to lose, there's a world to gain, like literally. You will gain there's so much knowledge from so many people that have already been through the program, but not only that, you gain knowledge from people that are already in your field that are doing it and that are successful at it. So I would say that would be the biggest thing.
So the business conference is really an opportunity to help businesses get connected with the right types of people that will help their businesses grow and flourish, whether it be certification, being connected to companies and contacts that will help people get to the next level. So that's what it's all about. And when people know that there's somebody there that will help them, that gives them the inspiration to do more. When people were asked if you had something and knew you wouldn't fail, would you try it? More people will do that, but a lot of people in this audience don't have those opportunities. They don't have the mentors. So it's absolutely essential that programs like this happen and they keep happening. So a lot of these businesses, many of these business owners still work. And then they're trying to run their businesses. So they definitely don't have offices to meet with customers when they find them. So to have a place to come and meet and sometimes just get out of their house to think is really important. And they meet other businesses to network, because some of them don't understand the value of networking. When they're in this space, they organically meet more people. So it allows them to network and it allows them to be in more of a business environment. And again, when you can get the mind right, many other things will follow. So it's extremely important. Well, it gives them the start because it's no charge to them. So they get an opportunity to see what it's like. Again, when people know they can be successful, they'll try. A lot of these businesses have never had the opportunities that they're being afforded. And a lot of times people don't understand free. There's no free lunch, so they don't really see the value. But when they can go to something for a couple of months for no charge, then again, that inspires them. It helps them dream bigger. It helps them widen their lens on what's possible.
You will first see tips on accessing capital in all of our segments here each week on air. Then you can see them and share them all you like through our links on beoshow.com. Click on the QR code on your screen. It'll take you right there. Later, Taishay takes us back to basics. First, though, if you're a minority business owner, a new hotel has some opportunities available. We'll explain on the other side of this break.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results.
Welcome back to This Week in Business on Business Equity and Opportunities. The Office of Minority and Women Business Development is playing matchmaker again, if you will, trying to pair minority businesses with the developers of a new hotel.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities. This Week in Business.
This is going to be the site for the new hotel that will be connected to the Convention Center expansion. The city of Indianapolis is backing this project.
The tower is a reflective white glass sculpted look, and it's a little bit of articulation too in the structure where the north face twists and kind of orients towards towards the circle, and it's just really a glamorous building, and it'd be great here as an addition to Indianapolis.
Between now and the end of this year, there's going to be a number of outreach events and opportunities for XBEs that are certified with the city to learn about all the different opportunities to participate in this project. And at the end of the day, this is going to be anywhere between $750, $800 million 40-story hotel for the city. Originally, this project was supposed to be a privately funded project. And once COVID started going away, the developer tried to figure out ways to do the financing. Finally got to a point, I believe, probably like around March, where they basically determined that they couldn't do it. From, I would say, April through May was just a very quick turnaround for us to not only learn about the project, but then also to get support from city councilors to make sure that they were in favor of the project. And so now we're at that stage where normally a project like this would happen, we'd have probably a year to sort of ramp up, get ready to start doing outreach and letting folks know. We've had to do a lot of this in the last 30 days. So between now and the end of the year, like I said, we're going to be doing multiple outreach events along with the general contractor and the CIB to make folks aware of the different opportunities and the bid packages that are going to be coming out.
That will be all the new structural foundations, the structural component of the convention center expansion, as well as the 40-story hotel tower. And so we're bidding all that structural work, and including all the mechanical, electrical, fire protection, and plumbing that go into that building. So the big push we have right now is to get parties interested in bidding or supplying to those scopes of work for this first phase of the project. We're also continuing our outreach efforts into the fall and even past Christmas, because the next packages in November, December, we'll be bidding all the interiors that go in what I just mentioned. And then right after New Year's, we'll be bidding the finishes like tile and paint and floor coverings. So there's 3 big rollouts, and each of those 3 big rollouts has multiple opportunities for people to get involved. And all these outreach efforts are so the bidding community, subcontracting community, supplier community, and prime contractors all the way down to the lowest tier suppliers can come, engage, learn about the project, share information so we know they're interested, they get all the bid documents and so on.
With the size of this project and the historic nature of it, we wanted to make sure that we were involved from the beginning. We're working with the general contractors to break up bid packages into smaller, more manageable bid packages that diverse companies can tackle or at least be a part of. And so we want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. And so that's part of the reason why we're doing as much outreach as we are. We want everybody to know about the project. If you're not certified, we want you to come in and get certified so that you can participate. We're making sure that folks are getting connected to the general contractors and knowing all the things that they're looking for. But for us, our goal is to make sure everybody's aware of the opportunities and to make sure that they're certified so that they can participate. This project will be one of those where, I tell people all the time, nobody's really going to become a millionaire off of these projects. But what we hope will happen is that someone who's small, who doesn't have a lot of experience, gets to participate, grows their capacity, gain some more experience and some knowledge, and that this jump starts them into bigger projects and opportunities that are going to be coming down the line. We've got a tight timeline on this project. The hotel and the convention center both have to be completed by 2026. So we're going to be working rather quickly, but with the end goal in mind of making sure that small, diverse vendors who normally don't get an opportunity to participate in a project like this get an opportunity. At a minimum, we want them to at least learn the process of what you have to do in order to participate. But we're going to try our best to make sure to break some of this stuff up to give folks an opportunity to be on this project.
To be able to come back to my hometown and do another, skyscraper on the city skyline, and also in the hospitality realm. So it's nice to come back and do one in my hometown.
This Week in Business is made possible by InnoPower.
Also this week in business, congratulations to one of our first and most frequent contributors, Emil Ekiyor. He is the power behind InnoPower and just won an Achievement in Education Award during the Indiana Black Expo Governor's Reception. If your business has an event you'd like us to mention, send us an email 3 weeks ahead of it to beo@wishtv.com. Coming up later, how to adjust to changing careers. First, though, our own CFO, Ty Shea, lays out the basics of accounting and bookkeeping after these messages.
Grow your business with Wish TV's featured business directory. For less than $200 a month, be one of the limited businesses in 30 different categories, benefiting from one of the top visited websites in Indiana and Indiana's only statewide news station. Space is limited. Contact us today. This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, Accounting and Bookkeeping.
Accounting and bookkeeping time here on Business Equity and Opportunities as we continue a series of conversations with Ty Shea, our CFO, about some of the basics that you need to have in place when you understand your own numbers. Ty, let's talk expenses and the two key kinds that a business owner will inevitably face: operating expenses, capital expenses, and maybe most importantly, the distinction between the two. What should we know?
Yeah, sure. So essentially, it boils down to capital expenses are purchases that you can realize a useful life over an extended period of time, typically three years or beyond. And so those capital expenses will show up as an asset on your balance sheet and will be recognized. Their value will be depreciated through depreciation expense over the course of their useful life. And that depreciation shows up as a non-operational expense, which is important. It's an important distinction because we've talked in the past about, financial health and operations, and so depreciation doesn't count as a quote-unquote operational expense. It's not a day-to-day expense that goes into your daily process as part of a business operation. So an operating expense is just as it says, it's a day-to-day expense that goes along with running your business, and that includes Operating expenses include payroll. Operating expenses include, contracts that you pay, whether they're outside vendors to provide a service for you often. Cost of goods sold, right? Anything like that is part of your daily, business operation is by default classified as operating, whereas a capital expense is often a kind of a larger purchase that serves it has a useful purpose and serves that over the course of several years, and so that's why they are treated differently in your financial statements.
And then the areas where we might use that distinction, does that include taxes, working with our lenders, and obviously as we figure out our own plans for not just the weeks ahead but the years ahead?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Let's say you have a loan with a bank. They may put a cap on the amount of capital expenditures you can have in a particular period of time, right? Because what they may be leery of is you using all your extra cash and buying
bunch of
vehicles or refurbishing a building that maybe they want that extra cash flow to be available, either one, to overcome a potential slump in the economy or a downturn, or you lose your number one customer or something like that. So they want you to conserve some cash, and selfishly they want to make sure you have cash available to pay them back, right? And so they are very much interested in your capital expense budget as well as your operating expense budget.
Is there a tax implication or not so much on this topic?
There can be, sure, because your capital expenditures and how they are depreciated for tax purposes can have a different useful life and can be depreciated in a different manner than how you recognize them on your internal books. So yes, there are tax implications for that.
But I'm going to put together probably a ham-handed analogy. You tell me if it makes sense, and then it leads me to a question. So let's say we're in the restaurant industry. A capital expense may be the oven, and the operating expense may be the flour and the eggs and the milk. There's that in-between area, and you mentioned 3 years, and I don't know if that's a guideline or sort of a hard and fast rule, but you and I might buy a set of knives and it lasts us for 35 years. It might last 2 years for a cook who's using it all the time. So how do we know which is which?
That's a fair point, and it has to do with, because there are operating expenses that you can have a repair or buy something that will last. Additionally, there's often a financial threshold, right? So you reserve and you classify capital expenditures based on sometimes a minimum financial threshold, right? And so let's say you say it has to be over, and I'm just pulling a number out of my head, $1,000 to put that on your balance sheet. But it also has to, so there's a financial threshold often, as well as how long you use it, as well as is it a kind of a day-to-day expense. And so there is a bit of a gray area. Sometimes it's science and an art kind of thing. But a great thing to do is consult your financial advisor or your tax preparer. There are guidelines that are can provide guidance to how to classify those and do those properly.
Well, we always appreciate your guidance on the topic of expenses today and all of the various times you've helped us in the weeks and now more than a year of business equity and opportunities. Ty, thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott.
You can see all of Ty's segments on our website. It's beoshow.com. Right now, get there by scanning the QR code on your screen. Also, sign up for our newsletter. Our team updates it every Tuesday. Subscribe to the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast so you can listen to our contributors on your schedule. Later, our industry focus, expanding tradecraft in construction. First, though, we talk to a Google executive about how you can grow with Google. It is running your business day to day after we run through a bit of business with you.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience, down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results. This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
Every week on Business Equity and Opportunities, we look at running your business day to day, actually doing the thing that most interests you. There's a fascinating opportunity for small businesses from one of the largest businesses in the world. Google has a program called Grow with Google. Lisa Gavelber knows all about it. She's a pioneer of it, and she joins us now to talk a bit about it. Lisa, thanks for being with us today. What is Grow with Google?
Yeah, Grow with Google is Google's commitment to making sure that those opportunities that are created by technology are truly available to everyone. And we do that by helping people grow their skills, their careers, and their businesses.
Let's talk about from the worker side. There's some headlines coming out, this idea that workers are really still enthusiastic in many cases about trying a different career. What are the numbers and the search that you guys see? Tell us about that.
Actually, just as you're saying, we're seeing a lot of people thinking about what they want to do next. And it's kind of fun. We always look at which are the jobs that are kind of most in demand now based on people's search queries. And as you can imagine, there's lots of interesting medical stuff. There's how to become a pharmacist, how to become a nurse, how to become a medical assistant. Those are among the top queries, but there are also fun ones, how to become a flight attendant. And also really technological ones. We see spikes now for how to become a data analyst or how to become a cybersecurity expert. So it really runs the spectrum of our society.
If our viewer is looking at that, they may think, oh gosh, that may not help me, but I see in it possibly an opportunity too. If you're tapped into what people want to do, and you've long been your maybe only and best employee, but you may be looking to hire for the first time, it would seem there's a lot to learn for the business owner as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that we know and business owners know is also that they're not only making your first hire is important, but keeping your employees is important.
Sure.
65% of Gen Z say they'll probably be looking for a different job within the next 2 years. So one of the tips that we always say for employers is, how can you help your employee learn new skills and upskill? Because actually, Gen Z say that having a job that helps them learn new skills is more important to them than more paid vacation, for example. Wow. They really care about that. So we have some tools to help employers actually on this journey. We have a training and certification program from Google that any employer can use to help upskill their existing employees. That way you don't have to go find a cybersecurity expert. You can take top employee in your business already and teach them everything they need to know, and they can become your cybersecurity expert.
It is interesting because we on our show have 7 topics that we cover every week. And what we found is that your area of excitement, your enthusiasm may lie in 1 or 2 or 3 of those things, but you have to be a bit of an expert in all 7 of those. And it would seem, and I've spent a little time sort of on the Grow with Google, different pages, things of that nature. There are areas, and they're very diverse areas, that may be very, very valuable for somebody who knows, I know I have to deal with this thing, but I'm not yet an expert in it.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a program. The program is called the Google Career Certificate Program, and you can use it to help your employees learn anything they need to know to be, more useful to your business and actually more helpful for their careers. So that's a really good tip for business owners.
And I guess as a final thought, what does Google see out of all of this? To make an investment like that, we're talking $1 billion. There's got to be a benefit for you as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the more people know how to use technology, the more that they can use Google products better. That's for one thing. But I really want to make sure I tell about one more thing for all of your business owners out there, which is I want to make sure they know that to get listed on Google is actually free for businesses. You don't have to pay for it. So all of us as consumers know that if you go on your phone and you look for, shoe repair near me or coffee shop near me, you name it, you get listings of businesses. I just want folks to know that those listings are fully free to get on Google, and you can find how to sign up for one on the Grow with Google website. So we even have a little 2-minute video tutorial you can watch, and I'll tell you everything you need to know in terms of putting your business on the Google map for free.
Well, and we will, in sort of that technological sharing, make sure that we put a link to that
on beoshow.com so that when viewers say, okay, I want to do what she mentioned, but I'm not sure how to do it, we can get you to grow with Google. Lisa, I'm glad you brought that up as a final thought. And this is Lisa Gavelber, of course, one of the pioneers of Grow with Google, spending time with us on business equity and opportunities. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks for having me.
If you'd like to learn more about Grow with Google or any of our Running Your Business segments, scan the QR code on your screen, visit beoshow.com for links through that. Later, our success story, though after this break, how Gemco is helping to expand tradecraft in the construction industry. Stay with us.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results.
Each week on Business Equity and Opportunities, we take a look at a different industry, focusing on it through the entrepreneurs that do business in it. Today it is the construction industry and one Indiana company looking for tradespeople.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities, Industry Focus.
So basically what we did, when we started out, I had multiple engineering companies that I had started. I literally quit without a job from a company. So I got my PE, and then we did that and had customers that we were delivering design projects for that asked if we had ever thought about doing the construction side. There's a little bit of a void with the traveling contractor that had kind of gone to the wayside. So after about 36 months of that, we started the construction side. So we just followed them. Okay, so anywhere where we could travel and like speed the market in the industry where that's key, i.e. warehousing, it worked. Like we would not be the lowest, but we were like a known entity. People became bearish on the dry goods warehousing, so that's why we kind of shifted and we looked, and it actually was the first time we were sitting there and we opened an Amazon box and there was a Costco box inside of it. I'm like, it's over. So we shifted focus, and we've done a lot of Amazons, the last mile FedExes, ground distribution. Obviously the only constant is change. So we've shifted. Now we're doing more cold storage. And like my job as a CEO is to figure out, I mean, I don't have like a crystal ball, but try to figure out where we could best be positioned. And we've been pretty fortunate, pretty lucky. Through the other companies, it's kind of an incestuous business. We all kind of work for the same 2 or 3 companies, so we know what to do and sometimes more importantly know what not to do. And the sustainability was the part I was focused on. And if you kind of back up a little bit, everybody has executive planning meetings and all that, and it's like, what do we want to be when we grow up? I mean, we're new. July 16th, 2014. Construction's stressful, right? I mean, there's no way around that. So what we decided is we were going to make it the easiest and best place for traveling tradecraft to work. And we kind of figured if we did that, everything else would take care of itself. And you know, we've been fastest growing every year we've been eligible. We've been best places to work for, well, every year we've been eligible. So it seems to be working so far. But we literally talk about it every single week. How can we make it better? We're changing our per diems, we're changing hotel policy. We just want to make it as easy as we can. But we're still young. We're still learning. But the one commitment I think that you would get hopefully to a person is that we're trying, like the only constant's change, right? So we're continually trying to change and improve. All we ask for is improvement. Like not perfection, just improvement. That's it, day by day. How can I get better today? Everyone is looking for people. Like every single company. Give us a chance. If you don't like it, do something else. But at least this way you won't go into debt figuring out what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, Why would you want to go $200 or however many $100,000 in debt, as opposed to why don't you give tradecraft? You know, we'll put you through the school, we'll do all that, and you'll make money the whole time you're doing it. You can still go to college, we'll send you to college. If that's the path that fits you, college is not for everyone. And how can you know when you're 18? All of my directors came up in the trades. $500,000. I'm gonna give the number. Let's just say, if you're a leader of people, I mean, literally it's endless. I mean, most of the people that have come out, we look to promote first from if someone wants to get out of the field, wants to be here, estimator, project manager, like literally all of our directors, they make more money than I do. I mean, I'm telling you, like, and my other business owners, like people that are my competitors, most of them came up in the trades. It's so much easier to relate to the guy that's actually doing 5 10s and an 8 in a ditch in North Dakota or South Dakota or whatever, if he or she knows you've been there. Like, you've been in that same ditch, you've been freezing, you can't get warm. I mean, it's a thing. Like I'm telling you, people don't realize, I mean, I would put it on par with, I mean, some of like people that go to school for 8 years. I mean, it's not everyone's gonna get there, but I can tell our directors that is something you can't replace and you can't teach. So that is what I would say, is it literally is endless.
If you'd like to learn more about Gemco or see any of our industry-focused segments, they're all on BEOshow.com, which you can get to right now by scanning the QR code on your screen. Share the segments with friends or business partners through Facebook, Twitter, email. Just use the buttons that you'll find below the video on each one. When we return, it's our success story. So stay with us. Welcome back to Business Equity and Opportunities. Time now for our weekly dose of inspiration to wrap up the hour. It is our success story.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities Success Story.
Leslie Lupton is the owner of Physique 57, fascinating facility in central Indiana, and our success story today. Thanks for being with us.
Great, thank you for having me.
What is your business and how has it worked so well?
So Physique 57 is a bar studio that's located in Midtown Carmel. And it is a high energy, low impact workout that's good for everybody, wherever you are on your fitness journey. So it has been successful in the fact that we are a community that welcomes everyone. We find that we have people who are just starting out, trying out something new, some trailblazers that want to experience some new things. And then we have also the more die-hard fitness fanatics as well, so we're able to meet everyone on the spectrum.
You're in the shoes of a lot of our viewers in that you took a risk. You said, I want to do this. Walk me through that journey. How long ago did it start to get us to here?
So I've been taking Physique 57 classes since 2007 in New York. So we were in New York. I fell in love with the class. It was the one workout that helped me through 2 pregnancies and also sitting at a computer for hours and hours. So when there was the opportunity, we were moving to Carmel. We loved the Carmel area. I have 2 daughters, so we were looking for a place that was good to raise a family. And as soon as we came to Carmel, we fell in love, and it was a great place to open a business. Low barriers to entry, people are very welcoming.
Women-owned business, obviously, a focus of ours each week here. Has that part of what you do been a factor? Have you been able to see opportunities because of it, or has it just been, well, yeah, I happen to be a woman and I own a business and here we go?
Well, the one thing that I've noticed about other women business owners is that we are all very open to collaborating, and we recognize that we can all succeed if we're building each other up. So it has, most of the people that I've come in contact with, we definitely feel that we are partners more so than competitors. We all have the same goal. We want people to, in the fitness industry, we want people to be moving, we want people to be mentally and physically well. And so however that happens, we just want to be able to support each other.
When did you open?
We opened in May of 2021.
Interesting timing.
Yes.
Obviously, the world was still deeply dealing with the pandemic at that point.
It was.
I'm guessing that was one of the big challenges that you faced. How did you deal with that, and what other hurdles have you cleared on the way?
So one of the biggest challenges, or one, I would say actually one of the benefits of opening during that time is that we had the ability to ease back into, everyone was easing back into working in a group fitness environment.
Sure.
So we were able to work through a lot of kinks. We built our studio so that it was large enough so that everyone had plenty of space. And then we also, with our trainers, we had the opportunity to really give them all of the training that they needed, so that when we opened the doors and as we were going through those first few months, that they were spot on. So we even took a trip to New York so that they could have that experience of what it's like in the New York studio.
So I guess as the last question, is the thought mother to daughters and this stays open for as long as they want to do it, or do you guys want to build an empire and we may see more of your franchises as we go in Central
I would
Indiana?
definitely love to expand within the Indianapolis area, just because I feel like there is definitely a need. There's room for this everywhere. So as far as my daughters go, we'll have to see what they would like. You know, I raise young independent women, so I want to make sure that they are doing what they want to do.
Leslie Lupton, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck and good success.
Great, thank you.
That is Business Equity and Opportunities for this week. As always, thanks to all who shared a story with us. If you want more information about the topics on today's show, find links on our website, beoshow.com. Scan the QR code on your screen that takes you right there. While you're there, look for past segments from the show from each of our 7 weekly topics. Please watch them, download them, share them on social media. Please subscribe and listen to our Business Equity and Opportunities podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Sign up for our newsletter. We update it every Tuesday. And if you have questions or a success story you'd like to share, send us an email at beo@wishtv.com. We will see you next week for Business Equity and Opportunities. I'm Scott Sander. Have a great day.
Business, Equity, and Opportunities is made possible by Indiana Economic Development Corporation, InnoPower, Bose McKinney & Evans, Gemco, Fifth Third Bank, and IU Indianapolis.